Today's interview on the Wildcats Network is only possible through the support of Team Steve Lamani at Realty One Group. Team Steve Lamani at Realty One Group offers unparalleled knowledge of the Westmoreland real estate market. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned seller, Steve Lamani at Realty One Group is here to guide you every step of the way. Give the team a call at 724-972-1543 or via email at steve@teamlamani.com. Thank you, Steve Lamani, for your generous support of the Wildcats Network.
Welcome back to the Wildcats Network for this playoff preview. I'm now joined by Greater Latrobe Lady Wildcat head coach Mackenzie Livingston ahead of their first round playoff game against the Thomas Jefferson Jaguars. The Lady Wildcats come into the 5A girls basketball playoffs as the number 11 seed, and the WPIAL girls basketball playoffs are presented by Paeta Italian Street Food. Coach, first off, congrats on making it back to the postseason for the second consecutive season. You did not have to wait until the final day of the regular season this year to know that you were going to the playoffs. So when you look at the season as a whole, what are the things that have really stood out as far as having success this year?
Yeah, we thankfully, like you said, we didn't have to wait until the very final game. So I think we had a little bit more of, I wouldn't call it, we were a little bit more relaxed to end the season this year. I don't know if that was a good thing, but, it was nice that we got the job done early. I guess that's a blessing. But I think, just the girls' resilience. We really only have one returning starter. So girls, stepping up in areas. We didn't have a post game last year. We do this year. So I think that's been a huge key to our success this year, the post game. And
it feels, I'm going to be honest here, it feels like the second game of your Christmas tournament may need to be trademarked for future seasons because it seems like it's a real turning point for you guys. I know you went 9-5 to end the regular season last year. The record isn't the same. You went 6-5 this year, but I think we can both agree that you played much better in the second half of the season than the first half of the season. Pretty much all the games were competitive. What do you think has been different from not just last year to this year, but what can you say about the way the team has progressed in the second half more so than the first half?
Yeah, we had a hard schedule this year. We had a lot of away games this year, very few home games. So that, that kind of wore on the girls a little bit, but we got used to playing away. So I guess that's the blessing in disguise here coming up. Having an away game for playoffs. But that second half, I don't know if, just having those extra practices through Christmas break to really fix the things between the first half of the season to the second half, that's a factor in kind of how, our success has gone the past 2 years. Yeah, like you said, the girls know when to turn it on. Second half of the season, it's either, you go hard or you go home. They understand that, so that's, I think, the turning switch for them. And as you can tell by my voice, it is for me as well. I lose it constantly here in about January, February. It's pretty gone.
Last year at this point of the season, you were led by the efforts of Ellie Snyder, and you see where she's playing now, Division I Evansville. This year, Carly Burke has really taken over both, not just the production on the court, but she's really taken over being that leader that Ellie was. What can you say about the way that Carly has not only led this team with her production on the court, but the way that she's really embraced being a leader? She's kind of had multiple years to learn behind some great players. I think that helps in a case as well. Yeah,
Latrobe has had a lot of phenomenal basketball players, throughout the years. I want to give a shout out to Ellie. She's been playing as a freshman. That's phenomenal. To go to a college way out in Indiana there and, play as a freshman, that's incredible. But getting back to Carly there, like you said, yeah, she has some great girls to learn from, but she motivates the team in ways that girls don't normally do. Whether it's, I tell them to go run 1,000,000 laps, she's the one motivating them, pushing them to go. Yes, she runs cross country, but she's the one that definitely leads that aspect of the game. And then just like, floor generator out there. Stuff that I see, she can see it, but in the game. So that's kind of nice for me. I don't always have to call and yell things. She's kind of thinking what I'm thinking. So that's nice to have a player like that.
The main aspect that I think has really developed over the course of the year is that this is a relatively young group for you guys this year. Maggie Myers has been really good in the post this year. Emery Bridge, her play at the guard position, her three-point shooting has been noticeable. And Juliana Bolabosh with her high-level defense has been key as well. So I know it's probably exciting for the future of the program going forward, but right now, it's becoming a factor for you guys, the youth that you have.
Yeah, those girls aren't afraid to battle. Like you said, if I throw Jules in, I know she's going to stop their best. Emery, she's not afraid to shoot the ball ever. So that's something great to have in a sophomore. And you mentioned Maggie. She's been tearing it up. She's had a ton of double-doubles this year as a sophomore. So just watching her growth from year 1 to year 2, it's been incredible.
I think Riley Bodner and Miley Williams may not get the attention that, say, players like Maggie and Carly do, but I think you would be the first to say that, even throw Bree into that conversation as well, that you wouldn't be at this point without the contributions of the 8, 9, 10 girls that you throw out there each game. Talk about the roles that, not just, those three I mentioned, but how each girl plays into the role and how it kind of makes the team gel in a sense.
Riley Bodner, I mean, that kid would run through a brick wall for you. Literally, she would. She brings the energy that, not a lot of other girls, they bring. She'll get those rebounds over, 6 foot tall girls. She'll hustle on defense. She'll get those little bunnies, putbacks. That's the little things she'll do for us. Miley, she'll play lockdown defense. And then Bree, she can shoot the lights out. I mean, she had 2 back-to-back 5, 3-pointers. So, I mean, she's just as capable of going off as anybody else. Just like you said, I mean, not just 9 deep. I mean, the whole team, our practice, the practice team that suits up with me and the coaches and go out the girls every day. They bring the energy to go against the starters and, the 8 and 9 girls that play. So kudos to everybody on the team.
You did end the season losing your final 3 games, which I guess is probably, I know it's not ideal, but out of those that were all competitive games, all games, there was a back and forth game against Greensburg-Salem that you could have won. You battle-tested Blackhawk, the defending 4A state champion. How important is it not just to learn from those losses, but also knowing that playoffs are nearing and it's a completely new slate?
That Blackhawk game, I thought we played one of our best 3 quarters of basketball we played all year. We had the state champs to a 2-point game. And then it's just, it's just getting the 4 quarters, especially the girls. You have not played 4 quarters at all this year. And we've almost taken out PT, Indiana, Blackhawk. We've had our moments. It's just, it seemed to, we can't get over that 3rd quarter there. So they know, the importance of it now. It's win or go home. I think we got too lax at Greensburg-Salem, the last few games of the season, because we kind of knew we were already sitting good for playoffs. So I think that we took a little bit off there, but they've been really working hard since. So I'm feeling good.
The one thing that hampered you guys in last year's playoff loss at Armstrong was your slow start to the game, the first half. Now in your second playoff game that you're going into as Lady Wildcat head coach, what's going to be the best way to start off the best possible way you can? I know that the other team may prevent you from doing that, but in order to try and put yourself in the best possible position to do that.
Yeah, I just try and remind the girls, the pressure's off. Like, you're the higher seed here. So, they're not expecting you to go out there. So go out there without any pressure. I think, last year they had too much pressure on themselves, putting that out there for them, saying, hey, people aren't expecting you to win this one. So, you just need to go out there, play loose, don't start the game too tense. And then a few of them have played. Maggie got in the game last year, Bree got in the game last year, Carly got in the game, Briley. So they have got to play in a playoff game, but there, wasn't many minutes. But at least they do have some experience going into this one. So hopefully that plays a factor as well.
Your playoff game tonight is against Thomas Jefferson, a team that you are familiar with from last year. They were a section opponent for you guys a season ago. What will be key, not to just get the first round playoff win, but pull off the upset and give you a playoff win under your belt here at Greater Latrobe?
Yeah, so they're a tough team. They've only lost 2 section games, 3 overall. So they're a really good team. They're fast. They can shoot the lights out from deep too. They will shoot some deep threes. So our key, we got to take away the 3-pointers, and we got to crash the boards. They go after rebounds and they drive and kick. So as long as we can contest those 3-pointers and rebound the ball, we have a really good shot.
Coach, as always, thank you and best of luck against Thomas Jefferson.
Thank you, guys. See ya.